All right, let's break it down with two of the best in the business, Tyler Sullivan and Ryan Wilson. Guys, here, NFC North battle in which the Bears maybe put forth one of their better efforts of this season if you're trying to find a silver lining on the Chicago side. But in terms of Minnesota, I know it's broad strokes right now, but Ryan, who are the Minnesota Vikings? They've showed us so many different looks this year, some good, some bad, some real ugly. How do you feel about them through 5 weeks?
Well, if you're a Vikings fan, you have to feel great about the 1 p.m. start because we know Kirk Cousins is much better in that time slot. And you talked about it during the segment there with Adam Archuleta. He started 17-17. They were up 21-3. And we joke on the Pick Six podcast that good Kirk is Kirk. Bad Kirk is Kirby. And you saw a little bit of both today. When you have your foot on the neck of a Bears team that struggled offensively, you want to put them away. And perhaps that says more about Chicago than it does Minnesota, but they did finish. And I think that's the takeaway. And now we're 5 games into the season, and you sort of figure out who you are over the first month, and then you recalibrate over the second month, and then you make that drive over the final half of the season. I think the Vikings are in fantastic position given the football they played, which hasn't been great at times. You have to appreciate the fact that they're 4-1 without playing that great football, and they're doing a lot of things well. So I think all in all, it's a great start. Has everything been perfect? No. And that game today was a microcosm of the season so far. But again, you're 4-1. You have to feel great about that.
Yeah, I'll echo what Ryan's saying. Yes, you have to feel good about the record, 4-1. Plus, you have a game over the Green Bay Packers, who lost today, your key competition in head-to-head with that win in Week 1. So you do have a leg up in the NFC North. You got to like the record. You got to like how you've played, at least so far. But I kind of still feel the same about the Minnesota Vikings as I felt going into the year because of what we've seen from Kirk Cousins, like Ryan was alluding to. There's been some good. There's been some bad. And going into a primetime game, I still feel like he's not going to perform. He's going to underwhelm, and he's going to put the Vikings behind the 8 ball. A 1 p.m. start at home against the Chicago Bears offense, who we don't think is particularly that strong. Yes, they showed out today. They finally let Justin Fields throw a little bit for 21 times in this game. But ultimately, the pressure is totally off the quarterback in this game. Again, against an offense that isn't really that high octane. You're at a bottom of the division in the Chicago Bears type of a club. The pressure's totally off this quarterback. I want to see him perform to this level, like we were saying earlier, 17 of 17 to start. He's connecting with Justin Jefferson 10 times and a half. They're absolutely going off offensively. I want to see that against superior competition under the primetime lights. Until we see that on a regular basis, I'm going to kind of feel the same about the Minnesota Vikings. Yes, the 4-1 record is good, but I want to see right now what their potential is in the playoffs. And right now, I still feel the same. Once those bright lights go on, I don't think we're going to see primetime Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins often sets with the sun. This one played in the bright lights, not under them. So the Vikings come out on top. 29-22, Kirk, 296, 1-1. Had a rushing touchdown as well. That was that last touchdown of the game in which he punched one in from the half-yard line to go in front, 29-22. Justin Fields had what you could call his best game of the season. Now, that is a low bar, but threw it 21 times, completed 15 passes for 208 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions. Did also break off a long run that would have put the Bears up even bigger if not called back for an illegal block. You be the judge. Dalvin Cook went for 94 and 2. David Montgomery in his first action back from a scary knee and ankle injury looked productive, just 4 rushing yards, but got to it in the receiving game, 62 yards and a touchdown. Justin Jefferson, simply spectacular time and again. 13 targets, 12 grabs, a $154. Did not get to the end zone. Initially had one called a touchdown, but much to the chagrin of fantasy managers, he was short of the line. Vikings not coming up short, 29-22, your final.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.